David Menzies for Rebel News here at a Canadian Tire store in West End, Toronto. And folks, I'm not here to pick out winter tires or a hockey stick. Rather, I'm here to do a story on yet another business that has been caught violating, you guessed it, the Temporary Foreign Workers Program. Now, as my colleague at Rebel, Alex Dhaliwal, recently reported, the owner of this particular Canadian Tire, that would be Ezel Nadaranjan, he was fined more than $100,000 for violating the Temporary Foreign Worker Program rules. Nadaranjan, I should note, is also under provincial investigation for alleged exploitation of foreign workers. Now here's the skinny. Employment and Social Development Canada found Nadaranjan violated the Temporary Foreign Worker Program rules by not matching pay or working conditions to job offers and assigning workers to different roles than hired. Last year alone, 13 foreign workers at the store resigned or were fired by Nadaranjan, alleging wage reductions and unhired job assignments. Federal data indicates that Nadaranjan's Canadian Tire store was approved to hire 34 temporary foreign workers from 2022 to 2024. But the question arises, why? I mean, look at the huge unemployment rate for young people right now. And I can tell you, temporary foreign workers, if you can imagine, now comprise a full 1% of the Canadian workforce. And what's even more dire is that the unemployment rate in Canada overall is 7.1%. So in other words, why are we importing foreign workers when the Canadian citizens in desperate need of employment can't find jobs? It makes no sense to me. As well, folks, on the flip side, when it came to many of the foreign workers employed at this Canadian Tire, it was no utopia. Take, for example, Roel Palin. He's a former employee of Nadaranjan. He says his wages were cut from $20 to $16.55 per hour after he was demoted from supervisor to shelf stocker. You know, folks, I think in the retail business, they call that bait and switch. But of course, there are two sides to every story. I can tell you, going back to last week, I reached out to the media relations department of Canadian Tire in Toronto. My emails were not even acknowledged. Secondly, I did place a phone call to Mr. Nadaranjan and left a message, no callback. So here we are. Why don't we pay a house call? Why don't we find out what Mr. Nadaranjan has to say about why he needs temporary foreign workers and why so many of those workers say he mistreats them. Let's check it out. Yes, my name is David Menzies with Rebel News. I'm hoping to speak with Ezel Nadaranjan.
Are you guys filming? It's private property. You guys aren't allowed to film like you.
Oh, okay. Are we being filmed right now by all these security?
That's the cameras, but this is private property.
Okay. It's in regard to him being fined over $100,000 for the
Just need
temporary.
your signature over there.
Okay. It's about him being fined over $100,000.
Yeah, you guys. I'm not gonna say anything. Like
Oh,
you guys
okay.
are filming. I don't have any comments.
Can you get Ezel to speak to us?
Excuse me, you can't be recording.
Oh, why is that, ma'am?
And then this one. Can I get a phone number for the return?
Record inside our store, especially if it's the news.
Especially if it's me.
I said the news.
Oh, the news. Okay, then. But aren't there? I see cameras all over the.
Well, that's for us.
Okay. So listen, I'm not trying to give you a hard time. Is Mr.
Please
Nadaranjan?
stop recording.
Listen, I'll tell you.
Please stop recording.
What we need to do is to show that we reached out. Well, folks, as you saw, we tried our best to get Mr. Nadaranjan to come on camera and explain himself. I wasn't really trying to give the employees there a hard time. Yes, Canadian Tire is a private company, but when they're getting taxpayer incentives and subsidies, then the public does have an interest in the affairs of Canadian Tire because we literally have skin in the game. Now, he's very camera shy by the looks of things, but here's Mr. Nataranjan in his own words from his LinkedIn profile.
Hi, my name is Iziel. I've been a Canadian Tire dealer for 11 years, and it's been a wonderful journey so far. When I learned about got accepted as a Canadian Tire dealer, I was on top of the world, and this is exactly what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I chose Canadian Tire because of 3 or 4 reasons, I would say. Number one is the brand value and the brand's emotional connection with our customers, number one. And number two is Canadian Tire's association with Jumpstart, and how many companies can boast that they help 3 million kids in Canada. Number three is, again, if you want to be a retailer and if you want to be in big box retail, this is the best option. And number four is how it resonates with every single Canadian, right, across the country, right, from coast to coast. So that's the reason, those are the reasons why I chose Canadian Tire. If you're an individual who has great entrepreneurship and then want to be very successful retailer with a great business acumen and financial acumen, there's a place for you here.
Yeah, it sounds like such a great feel-good, rags-to-riches story, except, of course, he did omit the fact that he is violating the temporary foreign workers program, and that's not right. And you know, the irony is perverse, isn't it? Canadian Tire literally wraps itself in the Canadian flag. Its official slogan is Canada's store. And meanwhile, this Canadian Tire, like all Canadian tires, they are happy to set up in Canada. They are more than happy to sell to millions of Canadians. But what is it when it comes to hiring their staff? Why are they seemingly becoming more and more reliant on temporary foreign workers as opposed to Canadian citizens? And please, it can't be a money play. Canadian Tire's revenue for 2024 was more than $16 billion. So again, to recap things, such a shame that Canada's store, so-called, is more than happy to sell to Canadians in Canada, not all that gung-ho on hiring Canadians. There ought to be a law. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Folks, I know you love it when Rebel News tells you the other side of the story, but the thing is, we need your help. Unlike the mainstream media in Canada, we don't get any of Mark Carney's media slush fund money. We depend on you. So can you do me a favor? Can you go to rebelfieldreports.com? That's rebelfieldreports.com. And if you're able to, kindly make a donation.